Behold, I set before you the way of life, and the way of death. He that abideth in this city shall die by the sword.
Oh yeah. That's what's going to happen, man. That's what's going to happen, man. You know, and again, it's the history that happened to show us. That's why the scriptures say what? The things that are written aforetime were written for our learning. All right, and this is history, concrete history that actually happened. All right, and it's coming here in America, man. Whether you like it, believe it, understand it, however you want to take it, it's gonna happen. Right? This is the words of the Lord. Got it, bro.
And by famine, and by the pestilence, but he that goeth out and falleth to the Chaldeans that besiege you, he shall leave, and his life shall be unto him for a prey.
Right, those you sellouts out there, man. You know? Go ahead, bro.
For I have set my face against this city for evil, and not for good, said the Lord.
Yeah, this is talking about Israel, man. Because you make up the major cities of America. All right? Chicago, who makes up, they call us the minorities, but yet you got project buildings full of Negroes, thousands of them on one block, on top of each other, and more and more on each other in New York and LA, you know, here in DC, you know, in Baltimore, in LA. You know, these are the major cities of America. Miami, another major city of America, Dallas, which make up our, majority of that city makes up our people, man. So that's the cities, that's what them cities are talking about now.
It shall be given into the hand of the king of Babylon,
right,
and he shall burn it with fire. And touching the house of the king of Judah, say, hear ye the word of the Lord, O house of David. Thus saith the Lord, execute judgment in the morning, and deliver him that is spoiled out of the hand of the oppressor, lest my fury go out like fire, and burn that none can quench it, because of the evil of their doings. Behold, I am against thee, O inhabitant of the valley, and rock of the plain, saith the Lord, which say, who shall come down against us, or who shall enter into our habitations?
Yeah, that's the spirit of America. That's why you can read in Revelations 18, I believe, 7 verse. It says, who sitteth up with her, pretty much. Who's going to take me down, pretty much. You know, and that's the spirit of America, man. Showing you that the scriptures is twofold. It's showing back then and now, because that's the spirit of America. Just how the Babylonians thought in the ancient world. That's why this is the virgin daughter of Babylon. You know, it carries the same mentality, it carries the same philosophies of ancient Babylon, and that's how ancient Babylon felt.
Verse 14, but I will punish you according to the fruit of your doings, said the Lord.
Right.
And I will kindle the fire in the forest, and it shall devour all things round about it.
Right. Yeah, and that's plain, man. That's plain. Because at the end of all this, it's gonna be fire, man. Just like how it was in ancient Israel when the Babylonians came and besieged it. Just that's the modern day Babylonians. All right, the U.S. government and its troops and everything's gonna besiege America, man. The same concept, man. All right, because this book is alive, man. You know, just to put that in there. This book, everything you can read, you can match it up with today. You know, there's nothing that you can read in here that doesn't, you can't point out today, man. All right.
I got another article real quick. This is from Infowars.com. It says, if Ebola hits U.S., even healthy Americans will be quarantined. Well, persons who do not show symptoms will forcibly be detained. Now, this is dated July 30th, 2014. It's by Paul Joseph Watson. It says, with concerns growing over the deadly Ebola virus, which has killed 670 people in West Africa, preparations are already underway in the United States, where even healthy Americans will be subject to forced quarantine in the event of Ebola pandemic. Western governments are now issuing alerts to doctors to be on the lookout for symptoms of the disease after an infected Liberian man was found to have traveled through a major transport hub in Nigeria. The World Health Organization has called the outbreak the worst on record, while Doctors Without Borders say the situation is out of control.
And if it's saying even the so-called healthy Americans, you gluten-free eating Americans, you know, oh, I want to get everything organic. They going green with this and going green with that. It says even you gonna be quarantined, man. All right, because the Lord is behind this. Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is behind this. All right, so there's nothing you could do about it.
Got a quick precept real quick. And this is Habakkuk 3. I'm gonna start at 2. It says, O Lord, I have heard thy speech and was afraid. O Lord, revive thy work in the midst of the years. In the midst of the years, make known in wrath, remember mercy. Yahawah came from Teman, and the Holy One from Mount Paran, Salah. His glory covered the heavens, and the earth was filled of his praise. And his brightness was as the light. He had horns coming out of his hand, and there was the hiding of his power. Before him went the pestilence, and burning coals went forth at his feet. Yet before the Lord comes, like the brother was saying, comes the pestilence, you know?
Yeah. So real quick, I looked up Ebola on Edom Online. It says virus in 1976, named for Ebola River Valley in Congo, where it was first studied. So how come there's a big outrage about it now if they studied it in 1976? And that goes back to that movie Outbreak. Remember in the movie Outbreak, what's his name, Dustin Hoffman? He was and they knew about the disease already, and they had quarantined and burnt that village, and they bottled up the disease. No, was that? Yeah, that is Outbreak with the monkey, right? And they bottled up the disease and put it to the side. And I believe Morgan Freeman was in there. He was like a top general, you know, and him and that cracker, you know, he got like that real evil look on his face. Man, I can't think of his. I don't know his name, but they already knew what they were doing. You know, it was how you say, design, order ad chaos. Yeah, it was already a destruction they had in their plans. And I think that movie came out I know it came out in the mid-90s, but it took place. The movie took place during that time. It took place modern during that time in the mid-90s. However, when they showed in the very beginning of the movie, they bottled up the virus in the 60s or something like that, and they burned down some so-called African village. So they already had it, just like they're doing with this. The Ebola, because Ebola, it's not, they don't come up with these names out of nowhere. Ebola is a river in Congo. So they got it from somewhere in Congo. Showing you that the white man's the devil, man, and they're orchestrating. You know, they're the instruments of this virus. You know.
Well, you got like it mentions in this article, Doctors Without Borders, but a lot of those Hamites or Israelites over there in Africa, they're in an uproar, man. They don't want you know, these doctors coming in inoculating them with the vaccines and stuff.
Yeah, because them vaccines got it in it. You know. Look, the scriptures talk about if you want to do for healing, you go to a physician, and a true physician deals with herbs. All right, because look, everybody's waking up to the so-called white man and his BS, man. We tried your way already. All right, Esau, you elites out there, we tried your way already, and Jake and all these other nations are waking up. Like, look, this is some bullshit. The whole time you've been ruling, it's been nothing but chaos. We tried your bullshit already. All right? Now it's time for new rulers to come in power, man. But there has to be a dark before there's a light. You know, and this is a part of that dark. So the men of the Lord, we invited. You know, we wanted to happen even quicker. You know, we wanted it would be airborne, man. The truth be told, why? And then what's the only thing I want to know? I want to ask Nate. I want to ask Nate or anybody from IURC, what's going to stop them from getting the Ebola virus? There's only one answer. There's only one truth. You know, and that's faith, man. That's faith. Prayer and faith, which they go hand in hand. And other than that, your border and blue and fringes ain't going to save you. Look, back during the time of Nebuchadnezzar, during the time of the Assyrians, when they besieged Samaria, You know, during all those times. Yeah.
Vespasian.
Right. They were wearing the border fringes. They knew they were Israelites. But how did the ones that were delivered get delivered? They had faith.
Plus they heard the words of the Lord too.
Yeah.
Remember what Yahawah said when y'all shall see the armies compass.
Yep.
Flee to the mountains.
Flee ye to the mountains.
Flee ye to the mountains. But the ones that took heed to what Yahawah said before it happened, they were delivered. Man.
Yep.
Because they took heed to what the Lord said.
Right.
Just like these, the guys in Nate, whatever. Y'all not taking heed to the men that come in the name of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi.
Right.
And tell you what's to come. So how are you going to be saved when they come in? What are you going to do, man?
Right.
You already denounced the name of the Lord. You say the name could be anything. You know.
Yes,
you have no hedge of protection.
Vanessa, you got something?
No.
I'm gonna finish reading this article.
Come.
It says back in April, the Department of Defense that it had deployed biological diagnostic systems to National Guard support teams across the USA in readiness for any potential Ebola outbreak. The Centers of Disease Control and Prevention had procedures in place to deal with such an outbreak backed by force of law. The official CDC website details specific laws and regulations governing the control of communicable diseases, under which even healthy citizens who show no symptoms of Ebola whatsoever would be forcibly quarantined at the behest of medical authorities. Quarantines is used to separate and restrict the movement of well persons who may have been exposed to the communicable disease to see if they become ill. These people may have been exposed to a disease and do not know it, or they may have the disease but do not show symptoms, states the CDC. Now, we read in the other article they had the ability to track everybody that was on a flight that came into Nigeria. Now, you don't think the United States government has that same power? And this could be used as a justification to implement that shit?
I got a scripture. This is Psalm chapter 37. I'm gonna start at 17. It says, "For the arms of the wicked shall be broken, but Yahawah upholdeth the righteous." All right, because the arms of the wicked is these pestilence and this famine. All right, but it says, "But Yahawah upholdeth the righteous," meaning He's gonna keep them stable. All right, the Lord knoweth the days of the upright, and the inheritance shall be forever. They shall not be ashamed in the evil time. In the days of famine, they shall be satisfied. Because along with these pestilences is going to bring a famine. But the scriptures say the righteous, all right? And what makes you righteous, according to the scriptures, is faith. All right? Righteous, the righteous is the just shall live by faith, man, and hope. All right. So this is talking about those that are keeping the faith. I'm gonna read it again. It says, "They shall not be ashamed in the evil time, and in the days of famine they shall be satisfied. But the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of the Lord shall be as the fat of lambs. They shall consume, and to smoke shall they consume away." I'm gonna jump, and this is verse 25. "I have been young, and now I'm old. Yeah, have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread?" And then that's plain. Those, because the righteous is those that's keeping the faith. Again, the Lord is going to look out for those that are looking out for, that are making the effort now. That's why the scriptures say,
"Seek ye the Lord while you may be found."
That too, and while the evil days come not.
Yeah. Remember thy Creator.
Yeah. Remember
the evil days draw not.
Yeah, exactly. Because the evil days ain't here just yet on a full scale. Because the Lord is going to look. The Lord is going to be with those that are looking for the evil days before they even come. Or like we have in our mind already that it's the evil days because we see it already happening. So in our minds, we're already preparing. And then for the Lord, it's like, okay, he's thinking about me when, you know, when it's not so popular. You know, so therefore the Lord is going to look out for those when it is so popular. You know? That's to show you it does matter who you call, or what name you call on, and how you do it. There's a specific way, there's a guideline to serving the Lord. You can't just come up with your own project.
Yeah, enter ye in the straight gate.
Huh.
You know? Because you know, this the straight gate. You know, the name of the Lord, you know, the requirements of the Lord. You can't go about and do what you want to do, you know?
Huh.
But let's go back into this article.
Come.
Now it says, and where was that? It says, all right, quarantine is used to separate and restrict the movement of well persons who may have been exposed. Okay, I read that. It says, such stringent regulations have led to fears that an outbreak of a dangerous communicable disease in the United States will lead to massive abuse of power by the federal government and the imposition of martial law. Yeah, and that's what's going to happen. Any type of you know, serious event could lead to martial law in America, man. And the stage has been set with these different legislation. You know, the legislation that have been passed. It says the common sense show David Hodges points out that the seriousness of the Ebola threat makes a mockery of the Obama administration's current immigration policy. Even if there was not a present immigration crisis at the border, there is a significant outbreak of Ebola in seven country regions of West Africa, writes Hodges. With modern air travel, this government should be enacting protocols to limit the chances of Ebola from coming into the United States. Instead, Obama is having ICE and DHS load up the buses and planes at taxpayers' expense to ship them throughout the United States without going through a minimum of 3 weeks health screening period, i.e. Ebola incubation periods. So basically they're saying those immigrants, they could be bringing in Ebola.
Yeah, come on. You talking about, what was that? It's Central America?
Yeah, Central America, yeah. They can get Ebola. You know, and they could be bringing it into the United States.
Yep. I got something real quick just to back up what I said earlier. This is Hebrews 11:4. By faith, Abel offered unto the Most High more excellent sacrifice than Cain, and through the Spirit of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, we make a better sacrifice than the rest of these camps, because first of all, we come in the name of the Lord. That's the ultimate sacrifice right there. Because with your mouth, you're making sacrifices, man. You're laying something on the table, man. And then it says, by which he obtained witness that he was righteous, the Most High testifying of his gifts, and by it being dead yet speaketh. Yeah, and that's how Abel was considered righteous, because of his faith. Because of his faith. That's what the scriptures say, man. All right? And that's what, because we bringing out all of this, how you're going to be quarantined and pestilence and everything, but there's a way out. You know, the Most High never tempt you beyond your measure. You know, that's in Corinthians, was that 1 Corinthians, the 10th chapter, I believe. You know, and, you got something?
Yeah, I got this is Romans 12:1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahawah, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto Yahawah, which is your reasonable service.
Right, and we go in, when we make our bodies a living sacrifice, that's when we go out every weekend, no matter the conditions, unless, you know, of course, it's hailstones or, you know, a blizzard or a hurricane or something of that nature. That's the only thing that's really going to stop us from going out. Other than that, we sacrifice our lives to go out there, you know, consistently. All right? Go ahead, bro. That's it?
Yeah, that's it on that.
I got some.
Okay, you got something else?
Yeah, just to back you up with the quarantine and everything. It says, this is going back in 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 10. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. Right? It says, but I will bring a mighty hand stretch out, Salakia. I will bring but I will bring them with a mighty hand